OCA News Talk 1370.
This is James Snyder, inviting you to join me each Sunday morning at 9:30 for Sunday Joy on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
What do you think about this music?
The line stories of my daughter have been exaggerated.
This the new theme song. The new theme song for Bob Kennedy, Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty.
Funeral for a friend.
The only show with a new theme song every week. Bob Kennedy's in the studio from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty. We're going to talk about homes, buying homes, selling homes. And good morning, Bob. How you doing?
Great. Good morning.
And you were in the Northeast.
Yes, I was.
Since we last saw you?
Yes, over Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
And anything you can tell us? I mean, not your personal stuff, but I mean...
Well, I was very happy to get back to Florida.
Well, it's the cost of living... You know, this is a question I've always wondered. When they say a home in like where I'm from, the house I grew up in is like $1 million home now. Sure. You would never believe it because it wasn't... I mean, it was a nice home, but it wasn't $1 million home. But it is now. Okay. How do I describe it? It was a 2-story house, you know?
Just a regular house.
Yeah. And so if you could sell that and have $1 million in your hands, come down here to Ocala, get a $100,000 home, you know, you got a nice house, you got $900,000 in the bank, but is the cost of living equal up there? Like, in other words, the other things, the lettuce, the bread, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think there's that big a difference
in
the groceries and stuff, but you know you're going to have a lot more clothing expenses up there. You have to have seasonal dress, but the cost of wages is way higher, or the incomes are a lot higher. The taxes are astronomical up there. Your house that was whatever it is worth now, the taxes probably are following suit. The house we lived in Montclair when I left 25 years ago was they were $4,800, which
$4,800.
Yeah, but now that's 25 years ago. Now they're over
$4,800.
Yeah,
for the whole house.
Yeah, but now it's over $12,000.
Wow.
What are we talking about?
Taxes.
Oh, the taxes. I thought you meant the cost of the house.
No.
That was in the
40s.
What the heck did you live in?
Well, I probably. So.
All right.
Yeah. So it's so there is a big difference.
All right. I was thinking, you poor guy. When you moved to Florida, you must have had a box. All right. Does the political climate change the cost of real estate, especially maybe leading up to an election, a presidential election specifically?
Some people say that. I've never really seen anything that warrants that, but a lot of people do talk about that I want to wait to see what happens before I do this, before I buy a house, before I make this investment. But I don't think it really affects most of us.
Well, there was a story this way. It says the government will announce today how many jobs were added to the workforce in March. The expectation is that the economy added about 200,000 jobs, which would be a healthy gain. And that would calm the jittery investors and help embolden the Federal Reserve weighing further interest rate hikes. So interest rates go up. That's good. It's not always a good thing when they go up, is it? Sometimes. I know we've talked about this before.
Well, but I mean, in our world of real estate, you know, low interest rates are great for the consumer.
Right.
You know, if you have a CD, it's not a great thing if you're making 1%.
Mm-hmm. If you would like to call Bob, the number is 622-WOCA, 622-9622. Of course, in the course of the show, we will also give you the phone number to Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty so you can call and get something specific for yourself, or do you ever do open houses?
We do. In today's world, a lot of agents are not big fans of them, but because they're hard to draw a lot of people to. The Villages, we do them all the time, and I mean, you may run 20 people through there. You do it if you do an open house that's not in a high traffic area, you're just not going to get a whole bunch of people coming through. But I'm a big fan of them. It's part of our marketing. I highly encourage people. Now, some homeowners don't like open houses, so if that's the case, then
right.
of course we don't push the issue.
Right.
But I just still think it's a good way to have other people. The more people that have eyeballs on it, the better off you are.
Yeah. I would think that you would need somebody who was not familiar with your house to determine whether the scent of the house was okay. I mean, that's a hard thing to tell somebody your house smells funny.
Yes.
But somebody from the outside, if you're smart and you're trying to sell your house, you have to listen to that person. If you come into my house and you say, look, I don't know how to tell you this, but you got to do something about that dog smell or about that musty smell.
Yes, you have to. I mean, and today, people are very discerning and very educated about the process. So if somebody goes in and there's a dog smell, especially some people go in and just say, hey, listen, I'm allergic to carpet. If I'm looking at a house, I just have to tell you right off, either don't do anything with carpeting or know that it's going to have to be removed.
Oh, okay.
But if you don't want, we always talk about first impressions. Well, smell is a big first impression when you walk into a house. It can be a turn off to the whole thing. The biggest turn off, even probably worse than pet odors, is smoking.
Oh, yeah, because it gets everywhere.
People do not like the idea that people have smoked in the house. So if you have
It's true, yeah.
if you have somebody that's a smoker, you just have to have that conversation with them, or it's going to cost them money. Hey, you don't want to do it, no problem, but understand it's going to cost you money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the best way to understand that, go into any hotel room that's a smoking room. And it's like you always will say to the clerk, hello, I need a non-smoking room.
Yeah. Well, some people are, they're turned off. Nobody's turned on by cigarette smoke smell, right? Even if you're a smoker, you won't notice it as much. But some people are just so dead set against it. And there's ways to deal with it. You put kills on the wall and things like that.
And the phone number is 622-9622. You do have a phone call coming in. It says on the caller ID, you have to put your headset on. This is Miss Othmar.
Good morning. Yes, we can help you with that. Is that for today or for tomorrow? Okay, 2 o'clock's good.
2 o'clock, you're going to help her out? Is it? Okay.
No, I'm not bringing lunch. No. No, and I will not be drinking wine with you. No.
That might be a selling point, though.
All right. Well, Ms. Othmar, thank you for calling. Did you have anything else you wanted to say to Bob?
You shouldn't be. No. I listen. Not on the radio, man. Not on the radio. Thank you for the call.
All right, we'll take our break right now. That was our April Fool's joke. I think Robert got a kick out of it.
That was funny.
Now you know who Miss Othmar is.
Yeah, you guys are funny.
We'll be right back.
Weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Sunshine will mix with some clouds. We'll have a thunder shower in a couple of spots during the afternoon today. Warm with a high of 85 to 90. Partly cloudy and warm with a spotty thunderstorm near the coast during the evening tonight. Low of 67 to 73. Cloudy with a shower thunderstorm tomorrow. A high of 78 to 86. And then we get lower humidity on Sunday. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson.
We all know the importance of good health, but we may not know the latest advances in medicine that are available to us. Monday at 9 a.m., Bern Paraiso will be our roving medical reporter to tell us about Seven Hill Gastroenterology PA and Dr. Reddy. We'll discuss screening, techniques, and more. So tune in and listen. This is more than news you can use. It's news that could save your life. That's Monday at 9:05 a.m.
Black Cow composted cow manure is a terrific organic soil amendment. We start with cow manure from dairy farms and then compost it a full 90 days. The result is an all-natural, dark, rich soil amendment that's great for everything you grow. Flowers, vegetables, shrubs, trees, and lawns too. Look for Black Cow in the bright yellow and black bag at your favorite nursery or garden center.
Black cow, the mature manure. Black cow.
Have you heard of Hyperdirectory? When looking for local businesses, go to hyper.directory. No need for www, no need for .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to local companies when it matters most. Hyperdirectory is your local business directory partnered with the Ocala Chamber and Economic Partnership to bring you trusted local businesses. Keeping Ocala local. Use hyper.directory. No www, not even .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to businesses when it matters most.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Yes, in Italy, sales of pasta are down 25%. But you know what everybody is buying? Sushi. Essentially, researchers are discovering that our self-image gets set in high school, and no matter what happens after that, that's pretty much how we see ourselves for the rest of our lives. Drinking alcohol every day can decrease our body's ability to burn fat by almost 75%. Yikes.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
If you want to avoid getting ripped off and put more money in your pocket, then join me, Clark Howard, every weeknight at 6, right here on WOCA, The Source.
All right, thank you. 14 minutes before 10 o'clock, and let's rejoin Bob Kennedy now from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty. If you have a phone call, you are invited to call in. That obviously was a fun and fake phone call from Ms. Othmar. But you're a great actor. That was good acting there.
What?
That's good stuff. Yeah.
That shows how real and genuine you are, because if a person wants to buy a home, you want somebody that knows the business end, but can also come across as somebody real, so they know that they're getting everything the best way possible. You're not trying to be a shyster.
Well, thank you. What I always try to get across is we take our work really serious, but we try not to take ourselves too serious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it works.
Does anything smell, or not smell in the real sense, but does anything tip a person off, a buyer, that this is an old house that you would recommend getting rid of? We've talked about wallpaper before. That's
right.
One example.
Some things that date a house, is that what you mean?
That's a good way to say it, yeah.
Well, right now, paneling...
wood paneling?
Yeah, if you have if your family room's paneled from back in the 60s and stuff.
Yeah, that goes back a way.
Yeah, that's kind of a sign. And paneling in and of itself, I liked, like the old law room.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool.
But that kind of dates a house. Appliances. If you have, a dishwasher from the 80s that weighs like 300 pounds, it's like doing a workout to pick the thing up and down.
Right.
Things like that can date a house. And you have some decorations like spindles that were kind of like room separators and stuff.
Yeah.
Those things aren't really that popular now. And, and of course it's relative to Florida, but older homes, maybe the mid 70s and earlier, that are they don't have the split floor plans. They'll have all the bedrooms on one side of the house. A lot of people don't like that. They like the more modern floor plan of a master bedroom on one side, the rest of the bedrooms on another side.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. And of course, probably one of the biggest things with an older home is closet space. Mm-hmm. They just weren't built to hold, the the amount of clothing that we have now as individuals.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, anything built in the last certainly 20 years, probably closer to 30, almost all of them have some kind of a walk-in closet in the master, and they'll have other, you know, nice-sized closets. But if you go see something, you know, a regular old house from the 50s, 60s, everybody's
Small.
looking for more closet
Yeah,
space.
right.
Everybody. Garages, too. You one car versus two car, and
Oh, and how about roofs? Because now we hear all of those roof ads for like aluminum or metal. Get rid of the shingles. You don't need that.
well,
Is that a sign of the times?
A lot of people like the metal roof because it's maintenance free. I think it seems like a really good product. They're coming in, you know, great colors and everything, and that's just a personal choice. But people still use. The only thing I would say that you're seeing less and less of is the old tab shingle, the 15-year shingle. Now it's the architectural.
Oh,
They
really?
look so much better. The cost difference is negligible. It's going to last longer. It looks better. It wears
Really?
better. Totally, yeah. You see those old 15-year shingles. They don't make the cut anymore.
But they're functional. They keep the water out and they keep the
They keep-
the heat out and
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're just from. You're not going to see many people building with those today. And if somebody's re-roofing their house, odds are they're going to go metal or they're going to go to the architectural shingles.
How about attic space? Because I know where I live in a duplex, but my attic has just enough room for like that, that air conditioning
Yeah.
kind of fan
They
up
stick
there.
it up there, yeah.
And sometimes the squirrels will get in there.
Yes, yeah. Most single-family homes will have attic space in the garage, and you can put plywood down to create over the trusses because you don't want to be walking on the ceiling and your feet come through it. Where you can create some storage space like that. Some houses, if you're having a custom-built house, they can engineer the trusses so that you can actually walk up in the attic space and have a lot more storage area.
See, it seems like the homes up north had more walkable attic space. You could actually go up into the attic and look through the old stuff. Now you kind of have to have a hook. You could reach across and grab things.
Storage is a lot different in down here. You don't have basements, and
Is that in part because of the what do you call the angle of the roof?
The pitch.
The pitch. Is that because of that? Because up north, it's a higher pitch because of the snow. Is that
right?
That has something to do with it, and it was just an easy way to build back then. And you see, and now then they were getting to the real high peaks. But in order to do that, now you have to meet new hurricane codes that came in after Andrew in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So some of it, a little bit of everything, but you want to try to, everybody wants storage space. It's like closet space. You never have enough.
Well, and I've often thought that I would rather spend the money on a little extra storage space in the house than to pay one of those storage companies every month for like a place I don't even live in. All my stuff is in somebody else's place.
That made storage spaces have become extremely popular just because of that reason. Everybody's got stuff and no place to put it. We're no different. I mean, I don't have a storage space, but we got stuff piled up all over the joint. I'm afraid to go up in the
kids.
attic.
I still have some of the stuff from my kids too, and they're in their 30s.
I know. We moved and we took stuff. It's like, why are we moving their stuff? They're
Right.
gone. They're not coming back.
Yeah.
When they come to visit, we try and pawn off a couple boxes at a time.
Did they ever watch your show? Did they ever see the video or no?
I probably would say no.
No.
Do you try to get the neighbors involved when you're selling a house, so like they can like maybe keep their lawn a little bit more manicured that time? Or
I personally would never do that. I don't want. I wouldn't want somebody coming over and tell me what to do when they're selling another person's property. So
Right.
I don't think that's appropriate. But maybe some people do. Maybe the homeowner can go over and say, "Shut that dog up. We got people coming."
oh yeah.
But no, if you can't hide stuff,
Right.
I mean, if you got in the rare circumstances where you have a neighbor that's kind of a an issue, I mean, that's up to the prospective home buyer to check that out, you know.
Oh, okay.
And you know, I always tell people, hey, if you like the neighborhood, you want to see more about it, so just drive around at different times of the day, see what's going on the weekend, see what's going on after school, after work, that kind of thing. Yeah.
I think the neighborhood is an important consideration. All right, let's go to the phone. We do have a caller. Good morning. Thank you for calling and for waiting. You're on the air with Bob Kennedy.
Yes, good morning, all, and Mr. Kennedy.
Good morning.
You guys were talking about odors and stuff earlier in the show, and it reminded me back several years back when I had a house for sale back up in Wisconsin, and the realty person asked if my wife was good at baking, and she says, about just before you have your open house, I would like for you to either bake an apple pie or cookies. And we'll see what happens.
Must be hungry.
I don't know if it sold the house or no. We did eventually sell the house, but it sure made it smell good in that place. And I don't know if I think it probably helped. It surely didn't hinder the sale, but I thought there was an interesting thought on her behalf.
That's a great thing to do. I mean, there's nothing more positive than great smells coming out of a kitchen, whether
Absolutely.
It's cookies or roast beef or.
What about fish? Fish? Can you...
Even
I don't know
might even
about
work too,
fish.
you know, but I don't know in that particular case if the cookies are probably help much, but it sure was fun eating them later on in the day.
Absolutely. I know agents that literally would cater open houses, but open houses for brokers are a little bit different today too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you believe in, like, let's say having some snacks and that available for people that come through, like maybe a little candy bowl or something like that?
Yeah, you can. I mean, it's you want to make the showing inviting. So if something's out there, there's you put a little sign, help yourself or something like that. But just make sure that it's something kind of, you don't want gum that people could drop on the floor or something like that. But
really.
Snack's not bad. A couple cold beers.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Take care.
I would think that would be a nice experience, but I don't know that would help sell the house. That's my thought on that.
Well, back in the day, that was a big deal. That was like, always have that ready to go. But, technology changes a lot of that stuff. But the visceral, the feeling of going in and imagining that being
making
you,
it feel. This be home? Could this be my home?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not done as much as it used to be, or at least it's not done that much as much around here. But I was down in the Villages. We had an open house last week, and we had soft drinks and we had fresh cookies. We didn't bake them at the house, but we brought them in.
And do you take the photos on the inside as the realtor? Do you do the video tour and then each of the photos to put up online?
Most agents do. I will tell you that we are pretty much 100% professional photographers now. We hire somebody to come in and do virtually every house because the presentation is just that much better. Video and visual is what it's all about on the internet, and the more you can show the house in a good light that way, the better off it's going to be for everybody.
Got 2 minutes. You want to give a spotlight a house on your
Sure.
listings?
Last week I heard Inspector Gadget talking about being out there in Ocala Palms.
Right.
And we have a great house right on the 8th tee on the golf course that also has its own pool, which you don't have a lot of out there in Ocala Palms. And it's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. That's listed right now at $159,900.
Are the windows like not breakable? When you're that close to a golf course, I always wondered about that.
I think I think it'd be hard to hit a slice that bad to hit the house here. Now I can't speak about further down the fairway, but this one I think you're pretty safe with. And you could sit there in your pool and yell things at the golfers as they're ready to tee off.
Wow, in a pool, that is awesome. That is awesome.
That's a big attraction. A lot of people want to live right up against the golf course.
Oh yes, absolutely. I mean
With a
that's
pool.
yeah.
What would you prefer, a river or a golf course? or the ocean? What would you prefer?
At one point in time, it would have been the river, mountains, things like that. Now, after all these years in Florida, I've been broken down, and now I like the ocean.
The ocean, yeah. Bob, that was fun. Thank you for playing with us earlier with Miss Othmar.
Yes, please send my regards.
And what is your phone number?
622-9700.
Call Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, sell, buy, or just find out about something that's listed. Thank you, Bob.
Enjoyed it.
We'll be right back.
This is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Another solid month of hiring in March.